Hi. Let's wait for people to join in. Hi, Connie. I think I have. Wait a minute because I think. Wait for people to join okay. So, hi everyone. I will see your comments here, okay? Um, so you can ask me anything anytime. This is just for chatting, okay? So I wanted to just to talk with you about what I was saying on the live videos I uploaded before. I feel like lately I am studying more calligraphy and I am practicing a lot of more calligraphy, and I only do that. I only practice and practice and practice. If you hear, if the audio is okay or the video is okay or whatever problem you see, just tell me, because I use a new platform. I'm not doing with my mobile phone, so maybe could work a little strange or whatever. Just tell me if there's any problem, okay? As you can see there, we're going to talk about practice methods and self improvement. Um, I find by myself, for the hours I spend practicing, that that's all I end up doing daily and during the week and during the month and during the months and years. And at the end, my feeling as a calligrapher, learner, teacher, and whatever you want to call me, is that I don't really end up with finished work to show, and it's hard to decide now that I feel more comfortable with some hands or scripts. Um, what to do, you know. I know my calligraphy is not perfect, and I know my calligraphy needs more improvement and more practice and so. But I feel like practice is not enough for me now, and maybe you feel the same, and that's why I wanted to talk to you and see what are your thoughts about this, because I feel that we all spend most of the time practicing and just making things for Instagram, and that's it. And Instagram has become like the main platform to share our work, and not even our websites. I just see myself, my website is like there's no pictures, and yeah, I just put there a plugin for Instagram, and Instagram pictures upload there, and that's my portfolio, you know. And that's a little bit sad to say, but it's like that. And most of the websites I jump in, it's the same, you know. It's the same all the time, and when to jump from stop practicing and making, you know, like a masterpiece or something like this, like a beautiful artwork, a piece where you can frame, or you can sell, or you can just admire by yourself, you know. For me it's hard because I'm very perfectionist person, and I always see all the uh, all the mistakes I do on calligraphy. So it's difficult to say, because my opinion here is like, I feel like I'm prepared to do it, but I'm afraid of the amount of paper I'm going to throw away. And it happens to me with materials. You want to do a good art, a piece of art with calligraphy, and it takes me longer to decide what paper, what color of that paper, what material should that paper have, or it should be watercolor paper, or etching paper, or handmade paper, or any kind of purpose paper. And then the ink you're using, what kind of ink? Metallic ink, it has many problems. Black ink or other wash or watercolor, or is designing. Okay, Connie, you are producing the same amount of paper to throw away anyways. Yes. But I feel like throwing away good paper, it's harder for me than, draft paper. And I think that's the thing is like stopping me mostly. And also because when you're practicing, it's very fast, and you don't have this pressure of doing things and finishing things. That's my feeling. I don't know if the people who's here now agrees with me, feel the same, want to share their feelings or thoughts about this. I don't know, but for me it's like that. I want to show you last week amount of paper, and this is 1 week, but maybe 2 hours or 3 hours in a week, because lately I don't have many time. So you can see this is like 3 hours or 2 hours and whatever. And it could be like, I don't know, maybe 200 sheets of paper, both sides. So you can say I've done in 3 hours 400. Yes, that's my level of paper. So um, when I think of doing something more finished, and I see this amount of paper I use for daily practice, I don't know how to manage it. It's like I don't know how I'm going to manage it. It's too much. It's like too much. But also when I have been on the moment of doing something for any commission or any piece I need to finish to whatever, I realize I spend less paper than I thought. Always. It's like sometimes I do it at once, or sometimes I do it two or third time. And also, I am less concerned about how perfect my calligraphy is on that piece. I don't know if that is because I feel that needs to go out and finish, and you know because when you practice, it's like you have infinite time to do that FST or the word or whatever you're doing, practicing. um, and you can do like 200, 400 sheets of paper of the same word until you get the perfect, or you feel it's the perfect one. mm, maybe that's my problem. You can ask me anyways. But yes, that's the main reason for me is paper. And paper is money. I am a lucky person, and I don't have like well, I could be better, but I don't have any economic problems, serious ones, and I can buy lot of paper and inks and things, and I can do that. I know many people can't and can't afford that, so they should be more concerned about how the spend they do on materials. But I can mostly, like spend 200 sheets of paper per week. I can do that and even more. Okay, so that's not my problem, but I also am concerned about when I buy good paper. For example, the other day I went to the shop and bought two um, big sheets of paper, like 70 centimeters by meter, 1 meter, and it was five, almost €6 each. So I bought like three or four, and they are all my. Uh, there, I keep them in a place, um, and they are there. I know they're going to be there for months. That's my problem. I feel like, spending that beautiful paper should have a beautiful calligraphy and art on it, and I can decide on what to do, what to use, and what to. It's like a self pressure I know I should not have, but I don't know if you feel the same. I do, so that's why I wanted to talk to you. So, yes, I want to share my methods for practicing. There is not a method really. The method is just practice, and I use the most cheap or the cheapest ink, which is for me walnut and iron gel. I made them myself with a very, very uh, easy recipe, and you can find them on the internet and on Google. So I made my own inks, and I buy these Rhodia pads for like 10 pads each time I buy them. So yeah, mostly I use Rhodia, and then this iron gel for black, and yeah, walnut for when I am bored about the iron gel, and I change. And now lately I'm using the Sumie sticks, just for change, just for you get bored about everything when you daily practice, and just changing habits and materials just make your practice more fun. So for now I'm using that, and as I say, I can show you some papers here. Like this. This is like what I mostly do. I repeat and repeat and repeat things until I'm happy with them. By the other side, I have more things over here, and I have like pages and pages of only one letter, and maybe 200 sheets of an S until I get that. And Connie, if you make a mistake on good paper, I think what is crucial is not to make things perfect, it's how to improvise based on the imperfection. It is another kind of practice. Yes, I think that's very clever. And you should be like a very strong, to be able to do that. Control is a very important thing. I think control you get control by practice. That's for sure. But yes, you should. you should know how to make that the mistakes disappear on the final art, you know. Yes, I agree with you. So yes, my daily practice is like that. I take like I don't change much. I just take one holder, one nib, one calligraphy style or hand, and until I can I can stand more time on the chair. You know, I need to go to work, or my kid needs me, or whatever. Just doing and doing and doing and doing and doing. That's easy. That's the most easy part of calligraphy. You sit, you take your materials. My materials are on my table. They are always there. You can see them there. That my ink and my nibs and my everything is there. I just have my little place there and I sit there. Always everything is prepared, so I don't need to waste time looking for anything. I just take paper, which is always there too. There's paper. So I take my materials and keep doing, and that's the easy part. When I think about masterpiece or a piece of art I want to start creating, that's something more steady and calm, and I need time for reflection. You know, time for first to know what I want to do. Then I try several hands or several styles. I can do sketches on it. I usually do also tests with materials just to see if it works or not. And and then the real time comes when you sit and you start doing the final piece, praying not to do any mistake, ink that not stain, and whatever thing can happen with ink, that can happen many things. So um, it's important. I think the most important, it's where a final art, it's where a calligrapher can show his or her skills, and is by that work, but by is by that work your recognition as an artist is going to be like, you know, people is going to know your work by your final artwork. So that's why I'm more also more lazy to start doing them. Hi Sarah. Because you know I'm still don't know where I am and where I want to be, or my path is going to be, because I'm still exploring, you know, I'm still learning. And as you all know, I have been and I still with pointed pen, and but I am also experimenting and enjoying. It's like being in the kindergarten now with all these build up capitals and stuff that I'm doing too. So I want to combine things. I'm still developing things and experimenting and studying things. So, you know, when we study calligraphers, we usually go to their masterpieces and their final works. So, and people study their work. They don't study their, you know, practice sheets. We all have practice sheets of paper, but we don't, you know, we don't study them. We study these final things they do for any kind of exhibition or certifications or commissions, you know. So that's my fear. My fear is like the final piece I'm going to do are saying everything about me and about my calligraphy and my where my style is going to be. And I don't want to do primitive works. That's my opinion. um, as a graphic designer, as I am, I have a background in history of design and arts history too. So I I'm concerned about history and you know for me it's something very special to do a final art. So that's why for me it's difficult to start. Maybe you don't have the same feelings I do, but you can have your own, you know. Maybe I think I don't know. Maybe I think things too much and I should start doing things and whatever, but I don't want to do things like other people does. Like everyone is doing now. Uh I do this too, but because I practice the courses I'm doing now. But it's like the week of now is the week of Herman Killian because there are workshops with that related topic, and everyone is uploading this kind of letter forms. And next week will be the week of whatever, and everyone is going to upload works with that. I want my final works to be a more meditative or more inner, like thinking more about the things I do to show people, but not to show them. I mean, that's not my objective at all. My objective is to do things I really like and I'm happy with them and then show them because it's nice to show things. But I want to develop my own style. That's my main reason in all of this, if it makes sense to you. And that's very hard. That's very hard. That's why I study different hands because I want them to influence me to to develop something different, but not enough different to be from another plant, but something that has my own signature on calligraphy, and that's very difficult. But many people got that and work on that, and it's like you know an artist with an art style that you can recognize by you know the line or the color or whatever technique they use. So the same for calligraphy, and that's my opinion. My my objective has never been to copy everything like by heart, by copying exactly the same. uh, but I want my letter forms and my calligraphy to be like I want it to be, you know. I know some of you understand me. Some. Others maybe not, but anyways, nobody is saying nothing, so maybe I'm more concerned about this than, I don't know, anyone else in the world could be. But for me, it's difficult because, I've been buying paper, good quality paper with colors and also different kinds of white. Um, I've been choosing paper because I want to do some final piece, like if it's going to be for an exhibition. And I know what I want to do. I have it clear. I need to test the paper with different materials I got because I need to know how it's going to react on that paper I have never used before. So I'm going to push myself to stop Sarah, you studied art history too. um, I want to stop doing this, as I said on my stories. I want to stop doing these Instagram posts, like practicing and making a picture of the thing you practice, that word or that whatever, because I think I need more time to do these final things, you know. And at the end, I would love to do an exhibition with them. That's my real objective with this. Um, it could be good, it could be bad. You can like it or you don't like it. It can be. I don't mind, but I think I need to stop for a while and have a time for myself exploring this kind of work, you know, more meditate and more mm, like experiment for myself these kind of things. And and yeah, that's my opinion. I think we all do all these practice every day or not every day, but we never do like these kind of final things. I don't see them. I just see quotes on Instagram you can do in 5 minutes, and or you can do practice in, yeah, no, in a corner of a sheet of paper, and then you cut it out and do a picture of it and then you upload it. And sometimes these kind of pictures are lucky ones, you know what I mean? You're not pursuing something, you just came across it. You do a good S and then you upload it because, wow, you do a good S between 200 you made the same day. Mm, but it's not a creative composition, it's not a creative uh, text with color and with the script and with the paper and with the everything, you know. It's like, that's what I want to do. What do you think? What do you think you need to do to improve yourselves? Because sometimes when we practice every day, sometimes when, if maybe you have teachers or you don't have teachers, maybe you practice by your own, or you have help from someone else to correct you. But there is a moment that you get stuck and your evolution is not going like very fast. When you start learning something, the learning curve is very high because you start from zero to you start knowing how to do things, and it's very motivating because you see the results very quickly. Some people do very quickly, some people do more steady, but there is a time when you're learning something that you get to a point when you are like very slow, and sometimes you go like on the same level for a long time, maybe you go down also. It's difficult to go up all the time, and my thoughts about this now is like, I'm on a surface, in a plain surface, where I'm feeling fine. I know the things I need to improve, but it's getting a bit boring now, so I'm like playing around, trying not to see what I need to improve because I know I need to improve it, you know. But playing around and yeah, even though I do courses and I have teachers, and so but it's you with yourself who need to talk and get to an agreement to improve, like pushing yourself. It's very hard every day to do things you don't really want to do to get to a higher level, no? But yeah, I want to know also, what do you do to improve when you feel you're stuck on a place? That's important for every calligrapher, I think. We never end up learning. Sarah says, I love this. I was thinking about this last year around this time about posting less to Instagram in order to focus on my own work and how I perceive it versus trying to impress others, to impress myself. Yes, that's what happens to me. It's like I post something and you get a lot of comments and likes and whatever, and and they are empty. Comments are like, I don't care. I don't care your hearts, I don't care you're beautiful, or I don't care your mm, I don't know. They are mostly like that, or a finger, or whatever, or cool or beautiful, or and that's it. Nobody is going to say something very deep about your work. Maybe we are lazy too, I don't know. Maybe most people are shy to talk to anyone. They think they are not going to answer, or they are, I don't know. But yeah, um, posting is in Instagram for me is for being uploading more on my website nowadays and for followers. I know many people. I really respect the work of everyone, and I love to chat with everyone by Instagram. That for me is the most important part, is the social part, of of the of the net of Instagram, more than the posts and the likes and everything. Uh, I mostly use it as a WhatsApp, but for with calligraphers. That's my main use now for Instagram. And yeah, what I upload, the the last things I've been uploading was for the Calivember, because I find this very playful, and just to challenge myself to do something quick and experiment with inks or hands, or tools, different tools and whatever. But to have a more deep experience with your own work, yes, I think you need to be out of social media, and close the door and get some hours a day to think about what you're doing and how you want to do it, and study that way, more than making pictures about what you're doing, which is also interesting. I don't say that I'm not going to upload anything or doing stories, because I love stories, um, but maybe not pushing myself to do a word for 3 weeks to get a beautiful quote to upload to Instagram. That's for me now. That's not my intention or my objective, because it's taken me too much time. Andrea, there is just so much to see, and you see something gorgeous and you keep scrolling, and something better shows that it never ends. Yes, but sometimes it's overwhelming. For me, it's overwhelming, and also boring. It's very boring for me, Instagram right now, because you see the same every time. And sometimes people don't change much, they do the same all the time. They only change the paper or the ink, or not even that. And when you see 3 pictures, you've seen everything about their work. I don't want that. Mm, you know, I think it should be more interesting. I'm not saying that everyone's work is like that, but because it does not, of course. But there are many accounts that are repetitive, like the same, and they are showing the same, and yes, and you can spend like an hour if you want scrolling, and you can spend an hour thinking about the composition you want to do for your next piece. That's my intention now, because we waste so much time every day on social media. For me too. I think this is important to, to be better every day, to be better with your art, with yourself, to experiment, to try new things, to let you try new things. Hmm. I think it's very important. I'm going to drink some water. um, I think social media is not bad, but we can spend less time on it. As I said, for me, the most important part is socialize with people. That's the most important part. And also to show your progress too. Um, but progress, as I said, is very difficult to achieve if you are posting all day things for Instagram, or your objective is to post everything every day, for Instagram and so. So, what are your practice methods? What do you do? What are your self improvement methods? What do you do to improve? For me, right now, my opinion on this is like I need to stop, I need to rest, I need to study. I need to study letter forms. I need to do a lot of practice with them, but on the way that it could be developed on a final piece. So I'm going to start practicing like that. I'm going to stop practicing like an isolated letter and repeating it as until it's perfect, or what I think it's perfect, or my teacher think is perfect. So I'm going to stop that because I am so exhausted of doing that for years, because it's been years doing that. And I'm going to start making pieces, and I think this is going to give me more, like I'm going to jump. I feel that like improvement is going to be, uh, it's going to make a difference for me, I think, because I've been stopping myself about doing that because all the things I've been telling to you, and and I want to do that. I want to do that to recognize myself on my art and what I do. And of course, I'm going to share with you all the process and the things I do, of course, but not for a final picture. There is going to be a final picture, but I want it to upload it to my website, not to, not the final picture to Instagram, but the final picture to my website. And of course, it could be a part of, as I say, a future exhibition, or a future book, or a future something. I wanted to give like an objective to it, but with no pressure, because it's going for be to be for myself, and that's it. I came to that conclusion too. I also need to stop taking classes and focus on my creativity, because there is no class for that. There are classes for that, believe me. uh, there are classes for creativity and how to explore and how to stop and think and meditate and all these things. Um, but I want to do it for myself, by myself. I know how I think. Everyone knows how you think, and you need to explore yourself and your technique. Technique is going to get there. You know, you can spend like hours and hours practicing to get that control and that technique. I feel now that I have control and technique more or less on my, you know, on my side, and I'm going to do step more. I'm going to do this kind of final pieces to, yes, to prove myself I can do them, you know, because it's important to prove yourself that you can do things. Because doing this every week, every day, doing this, you know, there's no risk doing that. And I need to know that I can do what I want to do. So that's what that's what I want. That's what I mean. You know, I've been less on Instagram because it has a negative place for mentally. Too much comparison, too much self negativity. Yeah, too much comparison. That's true. So true. Um, I love to see people who start more than people who I admire, because I love to see people who I admire by their work, but it frustrates me so much. It's like you see everything is so beautiful and so perfect and so everything, and you're like, oh, I want to do that, but I can't. It's like you mentally you get this, yeah, negativity and frustration, and when you sit and you try to do things and you realize that are not so perfect, that's the things you see on Instagram. It's like inner hate, you know. Yes, I feel that too, Gretchen. Yeah, and I think being on Instagram, it gets that frustration. It's like when you never finish the end of the video game, the final scene, and whatever you do, you cannot end it, and it's that kind of frustration. uh, it's exhausting for sure. Yes, it's exhausting seeing everything, you know. And sometimes you stop and you do things and you realize you can do things and you like the things you do. Uh, but if you are always scrolling on the Instagram, it's like, you know, do you ever teach online? I would love to study with you. Yes, I do. Sarah, ask me if you want to. Yes, I teach calligraphy 101. I teach on Spencerian and I teach on English Romhan. And some people are asking me lately to teach these build up caps, but I don't feel like I can do that already. I need more time to practice myself, and yeah, but I do one-on-one classes. If you want to ask, yeah, I do. um, and also, as you all know, I'm teacher and I teach typography and calligraphy and lettering. So I also teach layout and composition and all that stuff. So yeah, it happens to me most of the day. I'm like saying everyone what they need to do or what they have to do and or how things are done, and I don't have enough time for myself to do things. And sometimes it's, I love my work, but sometimes it's very hard to have this feeling of not having enough time for yourself to sit and practice yourself and explore yourself, because you are teaching all these great masters work, uh, and you feel like you can do it too, but you don't have enough time to get there. That's a sad feeling that I recently, the last months, have been feeling, you know, having myself. So yeah, but I love to teach. That's my, you know, my life. But yeah, having time is same feeling here. This life is developing like in a very saddened mood. I don't want this at all. I'm so sorry because everyone is going to end up crying here. But yeah, I think we need uh, to stop. We all need to stop and to end like having more time for ourselves with the paper and the nib and the ink and the whatever you want to do and try and create more. Like it's more to create, not to copy. You know, like copying is so boring. I won't do calligraphy if I have to copy. Sometimes I get questions that I got questions about where do you know what are the exemplars you use you copy for these capitals, and I say I don't copy. I use calligraphers' work as reference to develop my own style. Of course, you're doing a hand or you're doing a style of calligraphy. I do Herman Killian caps, so I study Herman Killian work and I practice Herman Killian, but I don't want to do everything exactly as Herman Killian did because I don't want to be a Herman Killian Jara Cordero, you know. I am Jara Cordero, and as Jara Cordero, I want to do my own stuff and to be recognized as Herman Killian was, you know, Herman Killian is. So that's my idea. So I'm not copying any exemplars. You can have online courses or presential courses. You can have your own teacher or your own whatever thing you want to follow on your life to learn calligraphy. But um, at the end, it's you, your hand, and your tool. You're not, you know, it's not supposed that you're going to do the same work as other calligrapher because that's, I don't know. First, it's boring, and second, it's not beautiful. It's supposed that we are using like other calligraphers' work as reference and inspiration to your own work. That's my idea. So I think we are less sad now. So yeah, self improvement. For self improvement, what I do is I have a teacher. My teacher is Connie Chen, as all you know. We haven't have a class for a very long time because first I don't have enough time to practice all I need to when I got a class with her, so I can't commit right now. So for the few hours I can do during the week, because as all you all know, I'm with my PhD, and so I'm very busy. So for the little hours, I've been playing around, not pushing myself too hard with Spencerian because Spencerian needs a very deep dedication to it, and I do for myself like a little hours a week, like 2 hours, 3 hours a week, just to keep my hand warm, you know, with the Spencerian. But I don't practice as much as I would. And also I'm doing these online courses just to play and to be like, you know, to do more things and to be able to, yeah, as I'm with my PhD and it's something very immersive, I need something very playful to keep myself like, yeah, in a good mood to keep doing things. And that's why I also study Korean, because I think I love languages, as some of you all know. And Korean is very fun, and I love scripts. I love methods for letters and things, and Hangul was very attractive alphabet. So I do Korean mostly because of that. So, and that's a playful part of my life too. I do as a hobby. I study by myself with an online teacher. So yeah, but the most important things right now in my life are PhD, work, and family, and then it comes Spencerian and calligraphy more in a. I see calligraphy in two ways, different ways. The hard one and the playful one. The hard one is the more diligent with the ductus, and it's more academic, and the playful is more like explore all this now build up and gestural and lettering and things. For me it's like that. So i'm like I'm stop of part the academic part and start playing. But for the final pieces I have been talking in this life, I think I need to mix both worlds, the academic one and the playful one. That's my idea, but I don't know what I'm going to do right now. Gretchen says Edward Johnston talks a lot about the need to do projects as a part of learning, growing. Yes, Edward Johnston was a great man, calligrapher, letterer, typographer, wonderful, wonderful person. And you know that's important. I think it is important because it's a different approach, it's a different way of work. It's totally different, it's not the same, it's not the same. I love languages too. I love learning bits of Urdu and Hindi. Great. Oh my god, we are crazy. It's like Urdu and Hindi. Okay. Yeah, I love Asian culture and Asian languages, so I do mostly Asian parts, so Japanese and Chinese and Korean for now. So I don't know how much time is left. I think 2 minutes or so. So life is going to end. I have been recording it. I want to say thank you, and I have a special thing for you. Thank you. Um, Thanks for joining. Thank you. I have been like talking about this for an hour. Maybe you got bored. Maybe it's interesting for you. Maybe you're on the same point as I am right now. If you want to share anything with me, please just send me a message. I answer every message. I promise. Anything, if you have doubts, if you want to, whatever you want to do, just ask me, as Sarah asked, I give online classes. Yes, I do. You can ask me about by that. You can ask me for one-on-one classes. But as I talked in the live, I've been thinking about stopping a little bit these Instagram posts and do more final pieces and projects and so I will be like more out of Instagram, not for lives and not for lives and not for Insta stories. I will do Insta stories, yes, but I will post my final pieces on my website. And also, a thing I wanted to say to everyone is it's going to be good because I want to do streaming on YouTube. I'm looking for a platform. I don't know for sure if I want to use YouTube, but I think it's the easiest one. So I will do this kind of lives on YouTube, and also I will do some demonstrations on YouTube live. So that's going to be free content. So I hope you everyone to see you there, so we can have nice moments together. Okay. Uh, okay, goodbye, Gretchen. Thank you for joining. Yeah, so that's for today. Thank you for joining and see you on the next one. Bye bye. Thank you.